What's up, financial hawks? So in today's video, we're going to be going over teacher salaries this time. Now, we went over a plethora of different salaries, throughout the months, from like more tech, IT, related to tradesmen and like jobs like that. But how about the teachers? You've probably seen countless videos about teachers saying how their salaries are garbage and they wish they were making more. They're making nothing. Maybe a few teachers here and there making some money. So I'm definitely intrigued to see what we're going to see on each of these different locations, how much these teachers or teacher assistants or people like within the teaching field are currently making in 2024. So let's go ahead and start out with this first video here. And I'll kind of just share my thoughts on this as well. I'm definitely trying to see how low he's going to end up being.
In a kindergarten classroom.
And about how much money do you make per year?
About $11,000.
Oh.
And do you love what you do?
Most days. COVID's made it a little challenging, but most days, yeah.
And what would your dream job be if you weren't a teacher?
Well, I'm actually in school to become a clinical mental health counselor, so that's what I'm working toward right now.
Okay, so I lied. I don't think always going to be 2024 after all. So you mentioned COVID, but $11,000. But she's a part-time teaching assistant. But even still, for a part-time, dang, I do feel like 11,000 is pretty low. Dang, maybe she has another job. Maybe she's obviously living with somebody. 11,000. Even I don't know the cost of living here in Charlotte, but I know 11,000 is not going to give you your own spot and everything for a year. But yeah, it does sound pretty low. Let me look at the comments on this. I usually don't look at the comments, but let's look at the comments on this. A year, teachers deserve so much more. But yeah, 11,000. That's part time, but still, she's a teacher. But I didn't even full time and not living wage. Yeah, definitely not living wage. How is she affording everything? It's possible she is married in a relationship. Yeah. If anything, she's like living with somebody, or if she is married or whatever, definitely have like a secondary income for sure. Yeah, you're not gonna live off 11,000 by yourself for the rest of your life. You work out part time and teacher assistant. Yeah, now that does lower it a bit, but even still, it's still being part time and teacher assistant. 11,000 does sound low. Let me know in the comments, guys, what you guys think on this. 11K what? Yeah, now a lot of people probably not seeing the part-time and teaching assistant, but yeah, even still that does look low. Maybe 20K, I would say, maybe part-time and teaching assistant, but 11K does sound low. Let's go ahead and play this next one here. See how much, how much they're making.
What do you teach?
I teach 7th grade science.
How much do you make in your role?
About 50K.
Do you feel well compensated?
I mean, I don't got no kids, so right now, I stayed at home with my parents, so
Yeah.
I guess so. But if I was out here have my own place now, I couldn't be able to do it.
How long have you been doing this?
About 3 years. I actually got a sports management degree,
Nice.
so I had to go take a test,
Yeah.
get certified, and now I'm a teacher.
What are the best and worst parts of your job?
Best parts, build relationships with the kids, hanging out with my coworkers. And the worst part, I guess you could say, the money. It is a very important job, but they need to pay us. Come on now.
Yes, agreed.
Pay us.
Any career advice based on what you've learned in the past few years that you would share with maybe new grads, or just in general, what have you learned?
It's a lot of things going on in this world right now. Everybody just need to stay up, stay together, and everything will be all right.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot to take in. On this one, we're going to look at the comments too. But 50,000, now that does sound about right from, hearing from teachers or whatnot. But 3 years to get to that. And he says it. He living with his parents, and if he was living by himself, he couldn't do it. I'm like, yeah. I don't exactly know the cost of living in Atlanta, Georgia, but dang, yeah, he even said himself, like, you do wish the teacher could make some more, and a lot of teachers say that. But dang, 50K after 3 years. So I wonder how much he was making in the beginning. And after all these years, he getting himself to the 50K. Yeah. I'm glad that he does like the relationship with the kids, though. I do like that. You got a sports management degree. Okay. I haven't heard of a sports management degree. Interesting. They need to pay us. Yeah, I feel you. Yeah, you guys are helping out the kids. I feel you. And I think he was a science teacher. Let me see. He's teacher and a football coach. I teach 7th grade science. Oh, wow. That reminded me of school, too, now thinking about it, like in junior high, where our history teacher, our Texas history teacher, was also the football coach too. So yeah, he may be making around the same too. So with both of those combined, he's only making that. So I can just imagine if you weren't doing the sports, wasn't teaching any coaching on that, how much, like how lower that would be. So 50K was on the higher end. Sports manager degree, Adrian out here. He's the kind of teacher so many seasons need. He seemed nice. He definitely best coach and teacher. Yeah. He probably like a chill teacher, chill coach for sure. He said my starting salary as a first year teacher in New York City 19 years ago was 39K. We're barely making it. Dang, 19 years ago, 39K. And that has barely even risen. And that was in New York City, 39. Dang. and he's at 50 after few years. In 2024, starting salary, or 2023, as I say, starting salary for teachers in New York is 62K. Yeah, it's definitely different for every single district of New York or every single place in general. But yeah, it looks like everybody loves him as a teacher for sure. But yeah, that's crazy. You would at least think at least like 65K, especially doing the teaching and the coaching. So I can just imagine again how much just teaching just by itself. Let's go ahead and play this next one here. We're in Chicago. Let's see.
Teacher.
How much do you make?
I think I'm about at 71.
Do you feel well compensated?
Sometimes. I can't complain, but I feel like also teachers are a little bit underpaid.
What are the pros and cons of your job? Best and worst parts?
Oh, I absolutely love working with children. I love just giving knowledge. I love when I see that light bulb moment with the kids. Like they're just so happy to be at school. I love creating a family feel in the classroom. I guess the hard parts would be a lot of standardized testing. I feel like we're pushing kids to do a little bit more than they should be doing.
Any words of advice for anyone interested in also going into teaching?
I think you have to love what you do. Otherwise, don't go into it. Don't go into it for the money. You have to love what you do.
Yeah, definitely don't go into teaching for the money. I can end the video right there if I wanted to. But yeah, definitely don't go into teaching for the money. Yeah, definitely go into teaching for editing. She is definitely on the higher end from what
teacher.
What we've been seeing, making 71,000. And yeah, she said she even thinks that that's not enough yet. But if you compare her salary to every other teacher that we've been seeing so far, yeah, she's way up there. And I forgot to see what grade. I'm a second grade teacher. Okay, so second grade making 71,000. Okay. So I do wonder how much you think she should be paid for teaching second graders. Did she think she became, getting paid 80, 90, 100K? Definitely intrigued on that. And also too, I know at least for teachers, like you do get summertime off if I'm not mistaken. So you do get like a good break there, but obviously you don't get the full break because you're going to need part of that time to, get ready for the next year. So, that's something there too. But interesting. 71K. Let me see the comments on this. It's great money compared to other places. Yeah, that is. Not only do you work during the summer, send them classroom, creating assignments. Yeah, I mean, they do, but you don't have to work full time during the summer. How many years of experience? Most teachers I know make around 50. Yeah. Let's see. Teachers in Ontario start at 60. Teacher in New York to doing a 60K. Yeah. I'm definitely sure to see how many years of experience she has, so she could get to that. So her currently high salary compared to other places. First year teacher to make the same in the Bay Area. Interesting. Okay. So there are a few people who are making some bank. Wow, she shouldn't be. Money is important. If you're poor, it makes the rest of the job go hard. Yeah, money is definitely important for sure. But yeah, you can't just expect to go into teaching. You're going to be making 70K. That just seems like that's more way on the rarer side of things. Let's go ahead and play the next one here. Teacher's assistant. Let's see how much she's getting paid.
Very cool. How long have you been doing that?
Just recently for a month. I just transferred from the daycare.
What do you like about it? Best and worst parts?
I really like working with the kids and seeing them open up, but I really do not like when they having a bad day because then they're like super cranky. You either get like the best moods or the worst moods. It's not very much in between.
How much are you making in your role?
I make 18 an hour role.
Nice. Do you feel well compensated?
No, I feel like with kids, working with kids, you do it partially because you want to, but given how much work and effort and time goes into working with kids, I think we should definitely be in like a minimum 25.
Yeah, cost of living in New York is so expensive.
Yeah.
How are your expenses? Like, what's the most expense you have each month?
The biggest expense I have right now is loans. Thankfully, I still live at home with mom.
Nice.
Go mom. So yeah, the biggest things is loans, like phone bills. Those are the kinds of bills that take up the most expense.
And if others are interested in also becoming a teaching assistant or being in education, what advice would you share with them?
I would say just continue to be open. Kids definitely pick up on energy a lot. So as long as you are open to receiving and teaching, then they will welcome you in.
Yeah, so that's a definitely low $18 an hour as a teaching assistant in New York City. She said the minimum wage for that position in New York City should be about 25. Yeah, I can definitely see that the cost of living is super high. Thankfully, I guess she isn't living with nobody, even though I know she would love to be able to live by herself. But yeah, she is literally forced to live with her mom on that. So she doesn't have to worry about, I guess, paying the full rent on everything. Don't have to worry about the high, outrageous stuff on that. But yeah, she says she's paying loans too. Man, yeah, it's going to be tough. It is going to be tough for sure. But yeah, I guess if she gets for somebody else, either like a, boyfriend to husband, they can split the bills. She can also do roommates, maybe split the rent from like 2 other people, 3 other people, that can lower things a lot. But yeah, you definitely can go into this thing and you're gonna be making a whole lot of money. That's for sure. That's dang $18 an hour. That is crazy in New York City. And like you said, all the time and effort that you're putting in with the kids, man. I'm at 19. Yeah, I feel blessed. I make 25 hours teaching assistant in the classroom in college, but even though, yeah, I get paid 16. I live paycheck to paycheck, paying rent and other bills. I wish I was at 18. Yeah, dang. I never realized that 16, 69, so even lower. So they're paying some of these teacher assistants 15, 14 in New York. Now in Texas, it'll be a little different, but in New York, man, you really love them kids. So, man, I just saw $10 down there. That's crazy. Let's go and play this last one real quick. But that's man.
Elementary school art teacher
How long have you been doing that?
for about 10 years.
How did you get into it?
Well, I went to school for art. I was actually
Okay.
going to school for art and graphic design and advertising. And then, life just kind of happened. So needed a job, and teaching is always hiring.
How much do you make in your role?
So right now I'm making about $40,000. I'm based out of North Carolina,
Okay.
but I'm currently trying to transition into tech. So that's why I'm here.
What are some of your goals? What do you want to achieve in the future? Like, what kind of tech roles are you looking for?
Well, since I've been here, I've actually learned about different roles that I'm thinking about pursuing. But right now I think I'm leaning towards program manager. Being that I'm a teacher, I can really transfer those skills over to program manager.
I love that you're thinking about it in terms of transferable skills. And I'm already thinking like UX design, if you've got design skills, do that.
About that. I'm like, I haven't even thought about that. So yeah,
You've got options.
I've got a lot of options.
Awesome. What words of advice would you share with others who are interested in doing what you do, or what have you learned over the years that you would share?
Take the leap of faith. Don't be scared. Do your research. Just get out there and, go for your goals.
Okay, cool. So yeah, so that's a lot too. The big thing that got me was only 40K. She's an art teacher, but dang, I don't know. I feel like that probably would be averaging about 50K if I didn't know how low the teacher salaries were. I really liked my art teachers a lot growing up, especially elementary. But I feel like a lot of my art teachers, at least from elementary all the way to like 9th grade, were super cool, super chill. It really had a lot of engaging things for art, that was allowed me to be creative in that sense. So yeah, it's crazy. 40K. I definitely can't wait to see the comments. Now, the other thing on this too, I liked that she's thinking about transitioning over to tech. That is good. She's looking at how she can use her current transferable skills over from art, being an art teacher to program managing, like more of a managerial role. So that's good. That's good. I'm definitely going to wish her luck on that. And yeah, I think we're going to be seeing a lot more people, not just like being a teacher and whatnot and education wise, but also like other fields, maybe with other trade jobs and whatnot, transitioning over to tech. I have been seeing a lot of videos talking about people who were truck drivers transitioning over to tech. Like we're gonna be seeing a whole lot more teachers, especially art teachers. And yeah, like graphic design and all that. I can definitely see her doing that, UX design, different stuff like that. If you already know about art and can do that pretty well. Instructional design would be a great route. Okay, yeah, UX design, product design, yeah. I can definitely see that. You said indie teachers were especially underpaid. Yeah, M100, it's 80K for teachers. Dang. So she's making half. I don't know what country they said they're a part of though. This is inspiring a sped teacher, and you were just a great interviewer. Yeah, she's a great interviewer. Come to Tech Bay. 10 years a degree and only making 40K. Oh wow, I missed the 10 years. 10 years. I missed that. 10 years to make 40K. Yeah, I'm glad she transitioned over to tech. That is low. She has to be lifting. She has to be grinding right now. 40K after 10 years is an insult. Teachers are so, yeah, dang, after 10 years again. At least 45, 50K, 10 years. Dang, that is crazy. I completely missed that 10-year mark. I'm thinking she's been there for like 2 or 3 years, but that makes it even more depressing. This is criminal. How is he making so little over 10? Yeah. For her, definitely recommend going ahead and transitioning over to tech. Heck, if she's watching this video now, you can watch some of my previous videos on my other channel, Cyberhawks. Get yourself into some type of tech role and really start, making some bank and enjoying life a whole lot more. But anyway, guys, it was good seeing this in person. Kind of just hearing people talk about how crazy or how low paying, dang, a lot of these not tech teacher jobs are. That is crazy. I've been hearing it a lot, but seeing so many different people actually show how many years of experience they had in the places that they're living and the salary still being this low is crazy. It's crazy, especially the $18 an hour in New York City. That is crazy. That is crazy. That is crazy. That is crazy. So yeah, if you're watching this video, go ahead and try to get into tech if you can. Try to go ahead and start some of the other entrepreneurship stuff I've talked about in the past. You guys can see some of that. But yeah, it's a grind out here, especially for the teachers. Let me know what else salaries I should look at next too in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next one.